That's Kat,
That's Ian.
and this is 404.
Script not found.
That's perfect. Like a terrible voice message. I love it.
I'm so excited because I wasn't here last week.
No, I missed you.
Thank you. I missed it too, but then I listened to you and Sammy and it was really good.
Yeah, she's a star.
Yeah, Sammy's incredible. I could actually listen to you guys talk about negotiations over and over and over again because it's not something I'm very good at.
I think we could have done an hour on it, so we might have to bring her back on and do another one.
Just found these sunglasses I've never seen before. So I'm having a big day.
They're new.
I know. I was like, what are these? Oh, okay. They're my mom. Fine. This is great.
We're
My mom
locking in, folks.
says I'm going to be the hero. Anyways, and I was trying to segue. I don't know how to segue that to what we're talking about. I was like, if I fight hard enough, I can, but
Yeah, no, I got nothing. I have something to talk about.
tell me.
I texted you this recently. I think I've started seeing 11:11 constantly,
Well, it's like, what is that psychology term called when you think about things often, you see them?
like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Maybe I think it's something else. Like if you want a red truck and you're obsessed with a red truck, you
Yeah.
notice all the red trucks. Is that
Okay.
what that is?
I don't know.
Hmm. Okay, but that's
I have
what it is.
I have low intelligence, but I do have a higher emotional intelligence.
Alex, stop recording. I'm not doing this anymore. And this is the last of 404. Thank you guys for listening with us the last
Listen, you
year.
said you wanted a segue.
That was insane. Okay, whatever. I'll let Ian have that because I wasn't here to bully him last week.
All right,
And
no, that's fine. I mean, an important aspect of emotional intelligence is questioning your own opinion. Guess what? I'll question that. That was
yeah, I
bad.
think you
That was
should.
bad.
Thank you. Perfect. And Alex is laughing. She knows it was insane. Okay, but I am really excited to talk about emotional intelligence because one, therapy, like we love that. Two, I'm taking a class right now because I'll use any chance I get to talk about my MBA on leading and managing people. And the whole first month has been about emotional intelligence.
Love that.
It's so cool. And there's so many different components that go into it. Like you learn the different biases, you learn about like Schwartz's theory of basic human values, reading body language, people's motivations. I'm ready for this one.
Where do you want to start then?
Well, how emotionally intelligent do you think you are?
I actually was curious if there was like a test I could take. I actually was going to ask you that. It sounds like there might be. I
Yes, me
think
too.
it's something that I used to be very bad at that I've gotten better at in my age.
Well, it's crazy because we just had a little pre-recording chat on this, and I've never met a non-emotionally intelligent Ian, so I can't imagine the version. Oh my god. No, won't be joining that, sorry. You have do you ever get those
Yeah.
automatic. Yeah, I
It's like
hate
when someone invites you to a meeting that's already started.
I'm like, "I can't do that. I'm
Yeah.
on busy and I'm recording." Anyways, that was not emotionally intelligent of them. Emotional intelligence of me, exit, on to the next one. I would have never known a time where you were not emotionally intelligent. I think you're very good at reading people, reading the room, and then also knowing yourself.
Thank you. I think young 20s Ian was not that.
And I don't think young 20s anyone is that, just so we're
So I was
clear.
gonna ask that too, and I didn't know if that was appropriate. I think this is a skill that gets like wine, it gets better with age here. I do think that. No, I think I've like always said like, oh, I want feedback. I can handle feedback, and young 20s Ian was not someone who handled feedback, and I took it very personally. And that was something that I have had to overcome and understand that I asked for this and it's something that is intended to make me better.
Yeah, I think you can, when you're younger, fast track your way to emotional intelligence by journaling and self-discovery and
Okay.
therapy, and I think there is a way to do that, just like we can do other things to make ourselves more physically fit, you can make yourself more emotionally fit.
Yeah, and I guess that makes sense because it's like you're essentially opening yourself up to like a feedback loop and understanding that like you're responsible for what's going on in your life. You're responsible for your feelings and the way you're interpreting things. So it's like having someone and opening yourself up to like that acknowledgement helps you see that from an external perspective.
But I do think there are a few outliers who
Okay.
live their whole lives and never gain an ounce of emotional intelligence. I do think there are a few people that, like, as time goes on, maybe have limited life experiences and don't have to develop emotional intelligence, you know?
Yeah.
But I do think it gives you a crazy leg up in your career if you are able to read people and read the energy of a room.
Yes, very much so, because I think other it allows you to adjust yourself to that room, understand your role in the organization or the team or the room itself, and like essentially cater to the needs of that situation.
Well, what's really cool is in this class, so we're talking about we do a lot of personality Are you good? See ya.
Just
Just sneeze.
sneezed. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but do
I
you
tried
understand
doing that
my
as quietly as I could. I muted
yeah,
and
you you understand my fear, I go to talk to you, Ian's gone. So, bless you.
thank
Emotional
you.
intelligence, so anyways, back to it. So there are a bunch of different needs. We all know this. Like there's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. There's like Schwartz's theory of basic human needs and values, and that has a lot to do with primary, which is like just the need to live, and then inclusion, and it goes up and up and up. But I think what gives people the leg up is understanding that everyone has those needs and everyone might value them in a different way. And whenever you can understand what people value, then you're able to, I mean, work better with them. It sounds a little manipulative when you say it out loud, but like, isn't life manipulation?
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like you get so in your own head thinking like, well, this is the most important thing to me, or this is the way I think, that when someone thinks differently, it's jarring. I actually saw an Instagram video on this weekend. It was this guy who was, like, fighting with his ex or whatever, and he had a little, like, angel on his shoulder, and the guy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go make steak with ketchup," the angel, and he was like, "That's crazy." And he was like, "Okay, do you see how people can have different opinions on something that is as small as a condiment that you put on a steak and how upsetting that is to you? Now imagine that perspective in life and relationships and love and, like, the impact that would have on you and your, like, self." And I was like, "That's so interesting," because it is, like,
Mhm.
we hold these things like near and dear to ourselves to be true, these truths to be self-evident, if you will. But they're not. Like it's everyone has their own things that have molded them and shaped them and that they value more, whether it's like, hey, some people love to get recognized publicly. Others hate that more than anything. So it's understanding like where they see value, how they like to be recognized, and like what is important to them in life.
And you gave a great example of confirmation bias, which is looking for things in the wild and things in the world that confirm our existing beliefs and make us feel right and seen, but there's so many of them. For example, so there's 5 different biases and we all go through them every single day and you have to actively fight them otherwise you're not going to work well with others. So the one that I noticed I was not great with is the halo effect, and
Okay.
basically that means your overall impression of a person influences out your judgment on their specific traits. So if I think, let's say Brad, my friend, is really funny, great. I love him outside of work. And I'm like, I'm going to get him a job at Cisco. But truly, I know nothing about his specific traits. And I don't know that he's detail oriented. I don't know that he's timely. And the halo effect does that. And it also does it in a negative way
Yo,
because,
for sure.
and it can happen very quickly. So I've noticed that's something that greatly affects me or has a big effect on me.
Well, I mean, that goes back to like personal branding and developing like who you are because unfortunately, like within a workplace, office politics matter. And that is something that like dictates career success is people's opinion of you. And they extrapolate that to like, oh, Ian's really good at public speaking. I'm sure he's good at this other thing too. And it's like, thank you, but not necessarily.
I know, it's crazy. And then another one is,
If you're
um
listening, I am really good at the other thing too.
yeah, what is the other thing? What give us an example. No, the another one is a self-serving bias, and I think everyone falls in this one a little bit, which is blaming our successes on us and blaming our failures on the environment around us. And I think when you notice that maybe I had fault in something that didn't go my way, that's like a huge emotional intelligence growth.
Is there a word for going the other way?
Yeah, I there's
'Cause
not, but
I
it's
think
yeah.
I'm too far the other end.
Perfect.
I think I give credit for success elsewhere, and I blame myself too much for failures. It happened this
I
weekend.
know. What happened this weekend?
I ran a
Oh,
10K race. I PR'd, but I wasn't really happy with the PR.
nice!
It was
Oh,
but I was like, "Oh, I only it's because I'm way overtrained." Like, I just took no credit for the good, and I blamed myself for all of the, like, "Oh, I could have been way better. I didn't do this right. I chickened out on that," like, whatever.
but I do think a little bit of emotional intelligence is that that's not normal.
I guess.
It's just how do we
I
fix
would tell
it?
you I gotta keep going,
And I don't know how to fix that today.
and that's
So
why I'm meeting
that's
with a sports psychologist, folks.
and that'll be part
Shout out
2.
Emily Saul.
We'll get that at a later date. Yeah. So that's another one, and Ian has the opposite of that. I'm trying to think of one that would affect you. Do you feel like you have a similarity bias, so you favor those who are similar to you?
That's something I think I used to that I probably still do to an extent that I'm getting better on, and I think it's like as a leader, there's obviously the, like, trope that you should, like, hire for your weaknesses or hire people smarter than you, and it's true, to be clear, like, tropes exist for a reason. Um I think, like, acknowledging that, like, "Hey, just because this person doesn't look like me or think like me or laugh at the same things I do, doesn't mean they're, like, any less valuable, and in fact, they're probably more valuable because I don't have that perspective and that viewpoint on things that they have." Where that I think the pitfall of that or the challenge of that is that, like, you might not vibe with them constantly as, like, a person. So even though, like, and there's a very different, like, work relationship, personal relationship aspect to this where, like, not everyone is gonna be friends like you, me, and Karina and hit it off at work and outside of work, but that's okay. Like, that's not why we're here. We're here to
Right.
work towards a common goal, not all be best friends with each other. So I think it's understanding the, like, bigger picture in this that, like, just because you're not best friends with someone doesn't mean that you can't work together and that they're not valuable at work.
And I think that's something that I would love to ask a VP or an SVP on when they're curating their teams, how much they think about interpersonal dynamics and who's gonna push who. And,
I
because
think it's
I
a
don't
huge
about
issue in
that.
interviewing too, because I think it's like the, like, way again, like, what is the name of this? This theory, this philosophy
Oh,
or
I was like, "What are you talking about?" Similarity bias. I was like, "We're in
similarity
Riverside."
bias impacts,
Or
like, when you're interviewing, like, you probably like candidates inherently more who are like you. You're like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
love this guy. He's great." And he might be great, but, like, you're also discrediting by just saying that, you're discrediting other candidates who might not be similar to you. So I think it's something that, like, especially if you're on an interview panel or hiring for talent, that you have to, like, be aware of and work against that, like, you're not just steering into, like, what you want someone to be like.
Well, that's what I'm thinking because I'm imagining myself if I'm a VP and I'm an SVP, I would want at least 1 or 2 people who report to me who think completely different than I do who are going to challenge
For
me.
sure.
Because
And, like,
otherwise,
they're
we're just
probably gonna
canvassing.
be pains in your butt
Yeah.
constantly, but, like, acknowledging that that's what you need and you don't wanna surround yourself with yes men.
But do you think that you need that at every level, or do you think that you just need that at, like, upper level management, executive level?
I think having it like to me, it's like what a good team looks like, and if, like, I'm gonna use a terrible sports analogy, but, like, we'll use basketball because there's
Men.
only 5 players I have to get through here. If you had 5 point guards, like, you're not winning a whole lot of games because everyone's doing the same thing, playing the same position. Like, you need a guy who can go down the post. You need, like, role players who can play different roles in your organization, and I think that's where, like, you see the best teams being more well-rounded in corporations because, like, even operationally, like, if I just had everyone who thought like me, we're just going to do the things I think are good ideas. We're not going to be doing things that, like, Karina thinks are good ideas that I think are really bad, which is they're great ideas. She's a very smart person. Like, so you end up having everything look and feel the same, whether or not it's a good idea, just because everyone is in that similarity context. So I think it's like the more you can stack that out, the better it'll be. Now, you then have to understand that there might be a little bit more friction at times.
And I want to round us out with one more bias, one more error, and I
You're
think
killing
I
it, by
have
the way.
thank you. I think I've diagnosed you. So, it's called the fundamental attribution error. And I think this will be applicable to you, but in the opposite way it is of most people. So it means you overemphasize your personal characteristics and you underestimate situational factors, which makes sense because if something out of your control happens within your work, within your personal life, and running, you're going to blame it on yourself and you're not even going to think twice about like what's around you.
Bingo.
So, you're welcome, and I would bring that up in therapy.
You can just send me the name of that so I can write that down. That'd be great. Yeah. Listen, I got it this week, so we'll bring that up.
I know, I get it, I'm the same way too because and I'm curious, it can go other ways too, like, we overemphasize for example, let's say that you're like, "I can do anything, I work incredibly hard, I can go be the best sports reporter on NFL," and you have those the intrinsic motivation, th you don't even think about the situational factors that'll get you
Right.
there, and unfortunately, they're gonna overplay your skill every day of the week,
Yes.
so it can go both ways, but I think that's the one for you that I
I
would talk
I
about.
I think you're spot on. It sounds like, super producer Alex also has this. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not a perfect person. I told you I'm working on emotional IQ here. That's why we're here. I'm just starting to blend my work and life balance here. Uh, Therapy all around, okay?
And thanks for listening. If you like the episode, please rate, review, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Until next time.
Thank you for listening.